Hey, good morning. We're here at Mr. Freddie and Miss Tessie Hardy's house. We're going to be doing attempting a repair today to replace the damaged shingle. What we're going to be doing is just switching one out. As you can see here from the adjustment, there's still a mark on it from the adjuster labeling this as wind damage. So before I really get started and doing anything, I want to show you guys the tools that I'll be using today. I got that State Farm roof snake. I've got a precision nail puller for those hard to get nails. I've got a hammer and regular old roofing nails. So this is designed to break seals, sometimes pull nails and install nails primarily, right? So what I'm gonna be doing is breaking the seals with this flat portion of the roof snake just directly above the damaged shingle to identify which shingle this tab is a part of. As you know, there are 3 tabs in a 3-tab shingle. And our area of repair is going to consist of these 3 shingles. These 3 shingles, or these 3 tabs, are going to be coming out. It's one shingle. It goes 2 courses up. And this is the area of effectiveness right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue to break these seals with this flat part of this roof snake as it's designed to do. Just being as careful as I can, not jamming it in. Right, the shingle itself, right above it. The shingle itself. And we got to go 1 course up. All right, now before we get started pulling any nails, can I get an overview? Just kind of going across shingles here. Right, so we know what we'll be working on. We know how they looked before, and you guys will see a during and an after. All right, so we're gonna be starting on this one over here. Where's my hammer? There it is. All right, can I get a before of this one right here real quick? All right, lift up just slightly, just enough to be able to dig this nail out. Right, enough to be able to catch it with that claw right there. Pull the nail out. We'll give it a couple taps, just like they do in a brittle test, and you can see, up here at the top of the shingle, you can see where that shingle is actually broken. The matting is cracked. It also has that telltale granule loss at the top. Let me get my tool. It also has that telltale granule loss at the top, indicating that that matting is broken. It is functional damage now. It's not just a granule loss, the matting is cracked. So let's go on to the next one. Let's get a good before of this one. All right, got a during. Just wanna get up under here, pull that nail out, and you guys can see this happening in live time at that point of stress up at the top. All right, pull the nail out, and just like in the last one, we'll give it a couple taps, and you can see pretty clearly here up at the top where that fiberglass matting is cracked. It's also broken, right? Now we're gonna go on to the next one. Let's get a good before. All right. During, and you can see that point of stress up here at the top. I'm not lifting back on these shingles too far, not cranking back. I'm being as careful as I can. Most repair guys aren't this careful. Give it a couple taps just like they do in a repair or in a brittle test, and you can see up here at the top where that fiberglass matting as well is also cracked, is broken. So that does constitute functional damage. On to the next one. Let's get it before. We got a during. Just enough to be able to dig that nail out. You guys can see this happening in live time. Give it a couple taps just like they do in a brittle test, and you can see up here at the top, starting on this side, you can see where that fiberglass matting is cracked. It's broken as well. It's kind of wide on this one, but that fiberglass matting is cracked and it's broken. The shingle's broken. All right, let's go on to the next one. Get a good before. We got our during. Wow, that one just snapped pretty much. All right, give it a couple taps, and you can see up here at the top where this fiberglass matting is cracked and it's broken. That constitutes functional damage as well. Let's go on to the next one. Yep, good before, got a during. Yep, and you can see that point of stress at the top where those granules are starting to fall off a little bit because the matting is cracked. All right, so we go on up here to the top. If you follow my finger, and you can see it really, really heavily on this side, you can see where that fiberglass matting is cracked, it's broken. You can even see it kind of coming up here a little bit. You see that? So that fiberglass matting is cracked, it's broken as well. All right, let's go on to the next one. Let's get a good before. We got our during. All right, and we got our after. I'm gonna give it a couple taps just to knock off those loose granules. If that matting is cracked, and yeah, it is, you can see pretty clearly right here, just kind of waving down and going back up here where that fiberglass matting is cracked and it's broken. So it should just be out with the old. You can see that. And in with the new. But before we do, let's do a visual inspection here. If you guys can zoom up a little bit right here, you can see huge chunks here. You can see huge chunks on the shingle above where mat transfer has actually ripped the bottom of the matting. So now we're not only dealing with broken matting up here at the top, but we also have fiberglass matting underneath these shingles left over from the shingle below it. So these shingles will never ever seal properly. So we go in with the new, right? And make sure that our reveal is correct and make sure the shingle fits, which it does. Not an exact match, but it's close enough. And so we're going back to that roof snake tool. I don't know why they call it that, I guess because of the way it's shaped. But we're just gonna be installing those shingles, installing those nails in the shingle one at a time. And everywhere I pull the nail out, I'll be putting the nail back in. And you can just see the granules raining off of this from the portion where the matting has cracked and allowed those granules to fall away. All right, now on to the second course. For every one we pulled out, we're putting one back in. Making sure that those nail heads are flush. On to the last one. That one went in at an angle and it bent. Try this one more time. Now, if you notice, I'm being pretty careful. Most repair guys aren't this careful. Alright, so for the adjuster watching, in summation as we wrap up this attempt, a couple points here is we were able to successfully replace the one shingle. In theory, if we were only looking at the one shingle, but if we're looking at the surrounding area, we actually caused more harm than good. You can see really clearly here on this one where this is actually split in two with only a few fibers holding it together. But along each of the top of these, that fiberglass matting is now broken because the shingle is not in a condition to take a repair. Also, we have mat transfer. As a contractor, we can't do a repair like this for somebody. We can't put our name on it. We can't promise them it's gonna last. If they have water coming into the house, this is just going to cause more issues. On the contractor end, this repair test has failed. We would ask that insurance company would not put their name on a repair like this either.